The chairman of the Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Adolphus Wabara, has accused the All Progressive Congress of a ploy to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. The former Senate president vowed that the PDP would vehemently resist any attempt to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. He also accused the APC of using some elements within the PDP to disintegrate his party. His accusations are coming against the backdrop of the recent wave of resignations from the PDP, particularly in Imo State. Wabara said in a reaction that the PDP Board of Trustees would swiftly intervene to halt further exits of other members. And now we turn to the former PDP National Publicity Secretary, State-Ologbondiyan, to react to the claim of the party's Board of Trustees Chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara, that the country is being turned into a one-party state, the mass resignations from the party, and everything in between. It is great to have you on the show. Welcome to Newsday. Well, just while we cue in the audio and make sure that you can hear us, let me go on with my question. What do you make of this claim by Senator Wabara that the country's turning into a one-party state and the APC is trying to make it so?
Well, the distinguished former president of the Senate, Senator Adolphus Wabara, has spoken to the situation in our political party, the People's Democratic Party. But I think that the current situation has gone beyond putting the blames at the footmat of the governing party, the APC. I think what is expected of our leaders today is to look inwards and seek solutions to the challenges that are confronting our party, if indeed we do not want the nation to go into a one-party state.
Well, I mean, you've said it all, that your party leaders, they need to look inwards to find a solution to the current crisis. But then I'm wondering, a year after the last elections, which your party, lost due in part to the activities of some internal saboteurs, I'm wondering why it's taken the party so long to actually look inwards and begin the cleanup that you need to do if you want to restore your party to the path of greatness.
Well, I think for the younger generation in the party, I think the same challenge that you have posed to me now is what is worrying the younger generation in the party. Because we believe that no matter what the situation is, there is a need to look inwards if you want to achieve reconciliation, if you want to do reconciliation, pursue reconciliation, if you want to do, with a big stick, if we are going to have a party, let's have a party.
Well said. Well, let's talk about those resignations that have been happening, particularly from Imo State, but in many other states as well. They've been in the news. What's being done to stem this tide, and what exactly is going on? Because we hear from PDP that the internal mechanisms of sorting out disputes are working, but then people are still fleeing the party. Could you expound a little bit more on this? Is this a worrying situation?
Well, prior to the current situation, it was largely believable that the conflict resolution mechanisms of the party can be put to work. Well, while I'm not closing the realities of this, because at the last NEC meeting, the party revived its reconciliation committee under the leadership of the former president of the Senate, Senator Bukola Saraki. It also revived the Constitutional Review Committee under the leadership of the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Governor Emmanuel Udom, and also revived the Disciplinary Committee, which is under the leadership of Chief Tom Ikimi. The expectations in the party are that, between now and the next NEC meeting, which will come up on August 15, that this committee will have been able to achieve certain dispositions in respect of the challenges that are confronting the party. And it's my own personal prayers that we can achieve that.
Now, I'd like us to focus a bit on Emeka Ihedioha's resignation. In his letter, he wrote, and I quote, "Despite my attempt to offer counsel, the party is sadly no longer able to carry out internal reforms, enforce its own rules, or offer credible opposition to the ruling APC," end of quote. Now, these are very harsh words from a member who has been with the party since 1998. So I'm wondering, therefore, is this an indication that the PDP was never about nation building? It was all about selfish interest. What exactly has gone wrong? And is there hope that it can be corrected?
No, Tope, I don't agree that the party is all about self-interest and not about nation building. I totally disagree with that, Tope. But I have sympathy for Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha because he's a committed party man. And I believe that maybe if he had waited a little bit longer and let us see how the whole process will end, maybe it would have been better. I know that he has his misgivings, and he's not alone in that area of misgivings. And anybody who is sitting anywhere and thinking that, oh, Emeka is alone, is not reading the barometer in the party correctly. But having said that, my expectation was that, oh, he will wait to see the whole hog before he will take this final decision. I believe that the situation can still be remedied. And I'm not foreclosing a situation that Emeka will come back to the party.
So really, what is the way forward in the way that you see it?
Well, the way forward is clear, and I think the party has entrenched the way forward. Like I said earlier on, the party had revived its reconciliation committee. It has revived the disciplinary committee. It has also revived its constitutional review committee. These are benchmarks in the crisis of the party. And I believe that if they are properly handled and also managed, the party can come back to its life.
Well, and you sound quite optimistic, but I'm sure quite a large number of Nigerians, for those who love the PDP, do not share your optimism. You have a member, or you have certain members who have boasted that they will not leave your party. They will stay there and help you destroy it. You haven't tackled the enemy within. And you're talking about reconciliation and rebuilding the party. How exactly do you want to do that if you do not tackle those fundamental issues, if you do not tackle those who are there to help you destroy the party?
Well, if you recall, in the beginning of this argument, I laid a foundation of the challenges that are confronting the party. And I spoke about efforts of the party to achieve discipline by reviving the disciplinary committee. That is one part of the challenges that are confronting the party. I also spoke about the possibility of a reconciliation. That's another segment of the challenges confronting the party. And I also said that the Constitutional Review Committee, to look at the lacuna that exists in the party, has also been revived under the leadership of former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Emmanuel Udo. And I said that, well, there could be some glitters of hope that if these situations are narrowed to the various committees that have been established and actions are taken, maybe we might still have a glitter of hope in the party. I think that captures the essence of what is happening.
A glitter of hope. Okay, with the attrition rate as it currently is within the party and, of course, the mass resignations, is the party ready to deal with the situation where these resigned members now decamp and become members of the opposition party?
Well, I believe that the party might be ready or will be ready to ensuring that, those who are leaving the party can be brought back. But as we currently speak, I have not seen a sign towards achieving that. But I will also go back to what I said earlier on in reviving the committees.
Now, in the meantime, I know that the presidential candidate for your party, that's Atiku Abubakar, has called on opposition political parties in Nigeria, to take a cue from the Senegal experience and then form a coalition ahead of the 2027 general election. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this. Is there any plan, probably maybe for the PDP, to work with other parties to rescue the nation as it claims it wants to do?
Well, there could be such plans. But my own concern is that, and I think I've said this on this platform before, that the PDP leaders need to understand the psychology of the politics of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before they can talk about discussing mergers. Look at what is happening in the Labour Party. Look at what is even happening in NNPP. Look at what is currently happening in the People's Democratic Party. You need to take all this into cognizance before you begin to contemplate the issue of merger. And I think the earlier the party learned from the various current experiences in the political space, I think the better for us as a people and the better for our nation. The politics of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not such that you think that it will act like a Jonathanian government that will seem not to be worried about what's happening around it, or it will behave like that it will act the docility of a Buhari administration that will not mind the opposition. No, not the kind of politics or the psychology of the politics of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu who accept that. So if we want to discuss merger, if we want to talk about merger in Nigeria, let us even have a political party that remains a strong opposition political party, not a dilly-dallying opposition political party, so that will serve as a convergence point for other parties that want to associate. I want to leave this discussion at this level.
And speaking of other parties that want to associate, even some members who may want to join the PDP freshly, is it not a sign of trouble in the waters for such mass resignations and such harsh words being used in some of the releases describing those resignations? Is it not trouble in the waters, especially so soon after the much touted and much publicized NEC meeting where we assumed things were getting back on track as much as the PDP could handle?
No matter how we try to look at it, irrespective of the way we approach it, I will admit before you here that the PDP is hemorrhaging. Whether leaders want to accept it or not is a different ballgame entirely. And like I said, until we have a party that is truly, truly prepared to do opposition, not a dilly-dallying opposition, that's when we can accommodate other parties of interest who are looking towards merger. But, well, I'm not foreclosing it. Maybe it is too early in the day to achieve that purpose. But whatever we want to drive at, we must be conscious of the fact that the psychology of the politics of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is not akin in any way to the Jonathanian system or to the Buharian system.
Now, in the meantime, I know that some party members, that some PDP members, like Chief Olabode George, they've been calling for a new face for the PDP. They believe it's time for the PDP to jettison the same presidential candidate that has been contesting on your party's platform for ages. What are your thoughts on this? Could that be a step in the right direction?
Well, honestly, those who are saying that the ambition of any individual should be jettisoned sounds very strange to me. And I say this because any man can have ambition or can have interest, but it is left for the party, and when I mean the party, the delegates who will go to elect the candidate of the party, that will decide that. So you cannot stop State-Ologbondiyan from having ambition. He has a right to his ambition. But you can say that at a point in time where the party will take a decision on who will represent the party at the ballot, State-Ologbondiyan must be stopped. I can understand that. But how do we even achieve all this? You must have a platform, a functional and stable platform. If you do not have a functional and stable platform, how can you be talking about contesting election? So I think there are areas that people are deliberately not comprehending, or they comprehend and don't just bother in the whole melee.
Now, just before we let you go, we do know that quite a number of your party members are not happy with the fact that the NEC, passed a vote of confidence on your national chairman, that's Damagun. In fact, I know that Chief Edwin Clark has challenged him, telling him to resign from his position and not allow the party to collapse on him. Chief Clark is also not happy with the way the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory was able to cajole everyone in the meeting, saying that no one in the PDP is ready to speak truth to power. What are your thoughts on his position?
First and foremost, I'm sorry. I'm laughing, I'm sorry. But first and foremost, let me say it clearly here, and I stand to be challenged, that the National Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party did not pass a vote of confidence on Ambassador Elia Damagum as the national chairman of the party. I truly don't know where that is coming from, but I was at the NEC, and I know it as a fact that there was no motion whatsoever for a vote of confidence, and no vote of confidence was passed. The National Working Committee of the party, which is responsible for the day-by-day activities of the party, upon which Ambassador Elia Damagum is chairman, did pass a vote of confidence. But that is at their level. I am not aware, I'm not a member of caucus, but I'm not aware that the caucus passed a vote of confidence. I am a member of NEC, and I was at NEC, and I'm not aware that a vote of confidence was passed at NEC on Ambassador Elia Damagum. What happened was that the party resolved that congresses should be held before the August 15 NEC meeting, where the issue of assumption of office by the North Central will be decided. If that is what people misinterpret or believe to be a vote of confidence, well, I have no issues with them. But there was no issue, there was no vote of confidence on the national chairman of the party, Ambassador Damagum. Then you raise an issue about the Minister of FCT, of Nyesom Wike, in respect of controlling people at the NEC. Well, I cannot remember, I can't recall Nyesom Wike, Minister of FCT, speaking at the NEC. I didn't hear him say any word at the NEC. So the issue of him coming to NEC and controlling people at the NEC does not exist. But let me say that it is painful that the People's Democratic Party, as a political party, a party that is largely owned by Nigerians, is being reduced to the waking up or sleeping of two members or two leaders in the party. I think the People's Democratic Party should be bigger than two individuals. Thank you.